Hello there, I'm Scotty, you're not. And back on Jack Black Week, we're reviewing Shallow Hal, 2001, directed by the Farrelly brothers. And wow, this didn't age well. If you thought that that the gay stuff, the gay jokes in Saving Silverman didn't age well, the fat jokes in this one just. The story here is that Hal Larson is a man who was always told by his father to objectify women over, seeing their true beauty. So, as a result of that, now as a young man, he picks only the hottest women and acts like a total douche around them, thinking he can, try to get these hot women. Well, an encounter with Tony Robbins, of all people, changes this. But Tony Robbins puts the whammo on him, causing him to see every woman as being beautiful, bringing out their inner beauty, so to speak. Which leads him to Rosemary. And as you would assume, hilarity ensues. But, man, this movie really did not hold up for me. Watching this movie was, I don't know, I've always liked this movie, but there's something about this movie, watching this in 2022, where it's like, wow, these jokes really just don't work. The whole point of the jokes in this movie is that the point of view of Hal is that he sees every woman as being beautiful. So there's constantly these jokes where we're seeing it from his point of view, but everybody else is seeing it in the normal way. And they do these jokes like his friend Mauricio, played by Jason Alexander, is going around being like, he is seeing the real versions of these people. They're ugly looking, they're fat, that sort of thing. And he keeps trying to tell Hal, hey, hello. But like, I don't know. Like, why would... I think, like, the writing from Mauricio is okay, except for the point where, like, he shouldn't be also like Hal. Like, he should be like, oh, hey, like, he goes out of his way to get to Tony Robbins to break the whammy. And it's like, well, shouldn't he be, like, I don't know. I get they're both out there looking for hot women, but I don't know. There should be one. He should have two friends. One that's objectifying him like him, and another one who doesn't objectify him and is, oh, I'm glad to see you're more open now, and he doesn't get it. I don't know, but he only has one friend. I don't know. And the jokes in this are just so... I don't know. You get this a couple times where you see Rosemary, and it's Gwyneth Paltrow, one of the most beautiful women in the world, sitting in a chair, and the chair breaks because it's supposed to be implied that she's a heavy woman. Now, I understand, like, okay, they show her in, like, that she's in a fat suit when she's normal, but, like, they had to make her fat. I get the point, oh, she's fat, but Jack Black is also fat. Like, why couldn't she just be, like, my fatness, like this, right? I'm fat, but the fat suit they give Gwyneth Paltrow in this is bigger than me. It's like, I get it. She could be this weight, and it would still be a woman that would turn off Hal at the beginning of this movie. But they go way out there. Like, you can tell that she's not supposed to be a beautiful woman. So why does she have to be morbidly obese? I don't know. I get it. Maybe it's supposed to be like towards the end, oh, you're not supposed to see, like the whole moral is like, don't judge women. But like, I feel like you're going too far. Like, giving her a fat suit that makes her morbidly obese for the comedy's sake. Like, oh, look, she's really, really morbidly obese. And it's like, you didn't need to go that far with it. And more so, I feel like at a certain point, like I say, Mauricio goes out of his way to get to Tony Robbins to reverse the whammy. But the problem with that is, Hal is not with her at the table when the change happens. So there's nothing he doesn't learn from it right away. And why do we do this? Well, much like with Saving Silverman, we have to pad up the runtime, because if he was sitting at the table with her when the whammy was broken and he saw her, that would, oh, well, he was right. And then maybe you'd have 10 minutes of him thinking about it, and you could do the whole, he's an acting, like, you still do the whole, oh, he's acting weird now, but then he comes to accept it. But I don't know, it just, because they do this thing where he's on the phone, and they do a stupid ass gag too, where he's talking to the hostess woman about getting a new chair. Mauricio calls him, breaks the whammy, and now the hostess is a drag queen. We're going to talk about the perception thing here in just a minute. I don't think that's necessary. Like, I get it. You're supposed to perceive women as looking beautiful, but a drag queen, I don't think he would see a man dressed up like a woman as a beautiful woman. That doesn't make any sense to me. And, I don't know. It's far different from trans. Drag queens and trans people are different, I think. Because to me, and just, it's not really an opinion, it's just what I always thought. I could be wrong. This is not definitive. My thoughts on this can change. So don't quote me on this. My thought is drag queen is man dressed up like a woman, but doesn't want to be a woman. Just wants to dress up like a woman. Whereas trans is a man or woman who wants to be the opposite sex and gets the surgery and all that stuff. That kind of thing. I don't know. I might not be right. I'm not saying that I am. I'm just saying that's what I've always thought. If I'm wrong, let me know. Comments, don't be mean about it. Just be nice, because I don't know. I've never been too sure about that sort of thing. But anyway, so he's not around Rosemary when this happens. And when he goes back to his seat, they make the joke, oh, where's this fat lady sitting in our chair? She's eating all our food. And then Mauricio shows up and pulls him away. And then do a gag where, because he doesn't want to see her the way she looks, they're too afraid to do it, that he puts Vaseline on his face and make him look like he's sick or something. I don't know. And they go too far with it. Like, he doesn't know what she looks like because she wasn't there. So that also spans it out. Like, he goes on a date with his ex. Not really a date, he's going to dinner. She's there with her parents. Oh yeah, and also her mom is also fat. Again, we'll get to the perception thing. And then, but her mom is not as obese as she is, which really gets me. It's like, why couldn't they do that with her? Why does she have to be morbidly obese? I don't know. Now, I'm not against morbidly obese women. I've dated some heifers on my date, let me tell you, and I got nowhere to judge. Okay? But I'm just saying. Like, why go over... They go over the top with Gwyneth Paltrow's, but this woman gets to be moderately fat. But yeah, so yeah, they show up at the dinner, and he tells off his ex, and then walks by her to go use the payphone, even though he has a cell phone. Wait, because he uses a cell phone. He gets a call earlier in the film from Mauricio on a cell phone, but he uses a payphone. Here, why? And they call her, and then she thinks he's being a jerk because he didn't recognize her. And again, it just pads out the runtime. And then there's this big amount towards the end of the film where he's realizes he wants to be with her, and now he's trying to find her. So he goes to the nurse thing. We do the perspective thing, and let's talk about it here. So everything within his perspective is different, and I get it. If they were ugly, they look beautiful. But they do this thing with this nurse that works, Tanya, that works with her, where he sees her as this crusty old lady, but she's really young and attractive. Yet his ex-girlfriend doesn't change how she looks. And at no point do we ever see that any other attractive woman changes for him. But this one, and they do this thing which really, I don't know. I guess it's the only scene that really got me. Like, she takes him to see these bunch of kids when he's under the whammy. And then later, when he goes looking for her, when he goes looking for Rosemary, he meets the little girl Cadence again, and she's in the child burn unit. I don't know, for some reason that scene really got me. It was like, oh. But again, like, why put that in there? I understand this is part of the understanding that looks aren't always what they seem, but it's like, I don't know, it's kind of harsh. I don't know. They also do a joke with Jason Alexander's Mauricio has a little tail. And then at the end, when he gets a girl, you see it wag. I don't know. I really don't know. Oh man, this movie went down for me. It really went down. But yeah, the perception thing. Like, we meet her ex-boyfriend, Rosemary's ex-boyfriend, Ralph, and then Lee Boy. And then when the whammy's off, he's very unattractive and Lee Boy is fat. But to their credit, they got an actual obese actor to play the role and not just someone in a fat suit. So I guess that works. And I don't know about the other guy, makeup maybe, but I don't know. And here's another thing. If he's seeing everyone who looks different or looks unattractive, why doesn't he see his friend with spinal bifida as looking different? If he can see people with burns on their faces different, why does his buddy with spinal bifida not look different? Props to the actor, too, who actually has spinal bifida. He kills it in this movie. But why didn't he see him look different? Because he already knew him? I don't know. And it still doesn't make sense to me that Mauricio would go out of his way to just convince his friend. Like, and even later when he's like, man, I was happy. Like, so, well, yeah. But, like, we need the scene of him realizing what he was, that he was in the wrong with his entire life. But again, you could have just had the whammy wear off when they were sitting together, and it would have worked better. I don't know. This movie just, it didn't sit well with me this time. It's not in any way a terrible movie, but I feel like it's dated. Like, this kind of movie wouldn't be able to be made today. It just wouldn't. I'm thinking. And then do get together at the end, and they gotta get one last gag in there where he tries to lift her up. And I'm just going, we get it. She's fat. That's the big joke, the big running gag in this. She's fat, so things break. And even if it's like the gorgeous Gwyneth Paltrow, we have to see, And here's the thing. Why, like, I don't know. Like, why get double actors for some people, but then makeup effects for other ones, fat suits? I don't know. But when I guess, time for the rating, I guess. When it comes to Shao Hao, I would say it's not worth your time. It's not even in the middle of the road, really. I like, even with Steve Zahn, Saving Silverman was better than this. It's the middle of the road, really. I know it's a not worth your time, actually. Because really, there was a lot I just didn't. Jack Black was good in it, so Jason Alexander. They were great, but like, and Gwyneth Paltrow was good, but I don't know. This movie just didn't sit well with me this time. Yeah, not worth your time. So, what are your thoughts on Shallow Hal? And before you blast me, I get what the message was supposed to be. I just don't think it was handled well. They could have, it could have done a couple rewrites. This movie could have done with a couple rewrites. I'm just saying. But so, what are your thoughts on Shallow Hal? When it comes to them, sure, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.